Alright, we'll start again. Sorry guys, a bit of a technical fault there. I think we should be ready now. Here we go. Hi Samantha. Right, I'm gonna go.
Evening, guys. Hiya.
Hello! Finally got there.
We finally got down to some technical hitches.
I know, I didn't know what happened. I was like, oh, are we going live yet?
Brilliant. Thanks for joining me. Really appreciate you giving up your time to do this.
No, you're welcome.
Brilliant.
Sorry about the delay. I've been a bit of a crazy evening.
I know. I see you've got a bit of a hectic lifestyle.
Yeah, well, it was okay up until this evening, and then everything just happens at once.
That's the way it goes, isn't it?
I know. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Thank you. All good.
Good,
Looking
good.
forward to getting stuck into this. Um, so we'll start from the very start, basically. How did you kind of get into running?
It started a few years ago. I've always been into sort of generally into fitness, sort of into the gym, that sort of thing, keeping fit and healthy. But running actually started back in about 2018. I sort of ran sort of just to keep fit, did like the odd 5K, didn't really do anything more than that. It was just sort of in the gym on the treadmill with all
Yeah.
my other workouts that I did, lots of cross training.
In them workouts, in them when you were running, were you showing signs that you were quick in them workouts when you were running, or
To be honest, not really. No, I can't really remember, if I'm honest. I never really timed myself with pace because I didn't think too much into it. I'd literally
no?
just spend 20 minutes on the treadmill as part of fitness and
Yeah.
cardio. And then
Okay.
I'd just go straight on the cross trainer and all the other sort of machines. So I never really looked into it. I mean, no, I don't think it was anything out like
No.
amazing.
No.
But I never really pushed myself. I just did it. I just
Yeah.
timed
Yeah. Yeah.
myself 20 minutes, however long that was, whether it was a mile, 2 miles, 3 miles, 4 miles, I don't know. I can't really
Yeah.
recall. But yeah, so just sort of generally kept fit, did the odd bit of running, 20 minutes there, 25 minutes here or there, never really did too much. And then I don't know what it was really. I think it was in the summer. I did a little bit more outdoors and I was like really enjoying it. And I was going through a bit of a rough patch at the time in my life, personal issues, and I started running a little bit more and I just generally really enjoyed it. And I thought actually, I was just doing it more and more, sort of double daying again, wasn't really taking it too serious, but just getting out because it was summer, like evenings, like mornings. And then I just decided, you know what, I'm just going to enter a half marathon because at the time it was sort of end of, it was like August, August time.
Yeah.
And the Robin Hood Nottingham Half Marathon, which is my obviously local city,
Yeah.
was in September. And I knew so many people, friends, family that was doing it. So I thought, oh, I'll just do it just for a bit of fun, don't really take
Yeah.
it too serious, just see what I can do, see if I can finish it. Like, more than anything, I just wanted to finish it.
Yeah.
Um, so I trained a little bit for that. So I had maybe 4 to 6 weeks to train for that. I don't think I really got past sort of the 8 mile stage. I sort of got tired at 8 miles and would just give up. So didn't really take it again too serious.
Yeah.
And then the day came and it just was great. I just ended up getting a really good time to say it's my first ever half. I was just wanted to finish it. I wasn't really fussed on time. I think I was like the fourth female.
Wow.
So
On your
after
first ever,
then,
was that your first ever race?
yeah, first ever,
Oh wow.
ever. So yeah, and I mean there was a lot of people. There was up to 10,000 people
Oh
there.
wow.
So when I was running it, people were like, "Oh, fourth lady." I was like looking around to say, "Are you talking to me, or is there like other people around me?"
Yeah.
And then when I finished, people were just like, "Oh, who do you run for then?" And sort of asking me running related questions. I just didn't really know how to answer it, and I was just like, "I don't know. It's my first ever
Yeah.
race." So then from then forward, people was sort of approaching me and saying, well, why don't you join a running club? Why don't you sort of take it a little bit more serious, or do it as a
Yeah.
hobby, but sort of a social thing as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, from then on, I just sort of joined a running club, and it's sort of progressed ever since.
Wow. That's incredible.
Yeah.
So what was your time in that first marathon? First half marathon?
My first ever half was 1 hour 24, 25 minutes,
Wow,
something like
yeah.
that.
That's
I can't
incredible.
remember exactly, but it was around that sort of time.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
when I finished the half, I wasn't sure. I thought that might have been. I wasn't sure what sort of times were good, what wasn't. People were just saying anything under 2 hours. So I was like,
Yeah.
oh, brilliant.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so I mean, I was I keep fit anyway. So I was hoping to do sort of an okay time. Because I was sort of heavily into my cardio, whether it was cycling, cross training, mainly cross training to be honest. A little bit of running there and here and there. So it wasn't like I went into it with no sort of fitness. I obviously
Yeah.
went into it
Yeah,
in a
yeah,
hard,
yeah.
decent level.
Yeah.
But then ever since, yeah, running's just like my life now.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah.
What's your what would you say is your biggest achievement so far?
Getting my GB vest, of course.
Wow. And how did
Yeah.
that go about? How did that come about?
Yes, I did the Vitality London Half Marathon on the 1st of March. I don't know
Okay.
if you watched it
It wasn't,
live
yeah, it wasn't, yeah,
on the TV. So yeah, I did that one. I knew that was a qualifying championship race. So me and my coach had been sort of working towards that race because the ultimate goal was obviously a GB vest, which is amazing.
yeah,
So yeah, I went into that race and sort of was hoping to be in the top three, and luckily achieved that. I mean, it was a great day. I felt great in the morning of the race. I felt quite confident. I felt good. So I thought, oh, okay, this is a positive start. Like you never know how well a race
yeah,
is going to go. You can feel great on the start line, but sometimes it doesn't always go
yeah,
that way. Or you can not feel too great and then surprise yourself. You just never know how race day is going to go. You plan up to it and you prep up to it, but the day is just
yeah,
anything can sort
yeah,
of make it go wrong. It can be the weather. It doesn't necessarily have to be you. It could be anything. So yeah, that was great. So finished the Vitality half in 71:01. I was just like, oh,
wow,
2 seconds and I would have been sub 71.
whoa. Did you have any realization of that when you were coming towards the line, or did you not
To be
look?
honest, no. I wasn't sure. I knew sort of how far I had left to go, but I wasn't sure on the time that I was actually on. I knew I'd sort of be around that mark because I did Barcelona half marathon a couple of
Oh,
weeks previous.
okay,
So again, I was in that sort of 71 zone, and I felt good. I felt strong, so I thought, okay. But I wasn't really too sure on what until I literally got to that last 50 meters and I seen the time at the top. I was unaware of what sort of times I was going. I just sort of went with how my body feels. I've always done
yeah,
that with me. If I feel good, I'll go for it. If I don't
yeah.
feel too good, I'll slip back. So I think it's good to
So
just
did
keep
you
your
finish,
body.
I see, did you finish third in that race?
A second, yeah,
Second, oh
second,
wow. Oh
yeah.
wow, that's
So
a really good run.
yeah, it was great. It was great.
Wow.
The girls were lovely at the end, so it was a really good day. And luckily, the weather was okay because the day before it was like 40 miles per hour winds and it was
Oh
horrendous. So
no.
it was so
Yeah.
lucky. Yeah. Did you do the Vitality half?
No, I didn't. I've been injured for about 7 weeks now, so unfortunately
Oh,
I've not been running at all. I've just started getting back into it now, so yeah, I've missed everything. Well, I missed what
slowly,
was happening beforehand.
yeah, slowly recovering now.
Trying to, yeah, very
Yeah.
slowly.
Oh,
So
bless you. Horrible,
yeah,
isn't it? I bet it must be
it's
so frustrating. You just want to get out there.
luckily everything's off now, so it hasn't been as bad. If any time is to get injured, it's been now, which is quite unfortunate what's happening, but it's been a blessing for me that I haven't missed anything.
I was about to say, at least there's not really any
No,
competition races, so
no,
it's just
it's
about recovering
yeah,
for it to get
yeah.
back into it.
What have you got any plans to run a marathon, or have you run a marathon, a full marathon?
I did a full marathon. When was it? Very start of last year. I mean, it wasn't structured, it wasn't planned. It was just, again, I wasn't coached at the time.
Okay.
I wasn't taking running serious. I was just doing things just for achievements, really. So yeah, I did 250, I think, for a full marathon
wow.
a couple of years ago.
Okay.
And yeah, it was okay.
Yeah.
I'm not rushing to go back for another one. But yeah, me and my coach have thought about it, and my training's so different to what it was 2 years ago. It's structured. It's completely different to what it was when I was just doing things myself, really.
Yeah.
No structure to my plans and no goals.
No.
So now it's completely different. I think I'm doing more higher mileage now than what I did when I did the full marathon. I'm completely oblivious.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll look into that in the future. But at the moment, I think we're going to just stick at what I'm strongest at. We're still trying to find my strongest events, because I've not been in the sport that long. It's really hard. You've just got to try different things.
Can you just remind everyone when you first got into the sport? It was only 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, just
That's
2 years
unreal.
ago. So still learning. It's still a learning process for me. Still learning new things all the time, and there's still so much more in the training that needs to be adapted into my training. But it's just finding the time, which is at the minute perfect, as we know. We've got a lot more time on our hands at the minute. So it's actually going really well. Just basically.
So you're just like a full-time athlete now. You're not having to work.
Yeah. I mean, I'm working tomorrow for the first day in 6 weeks. So that'll be a bit strange. It's just an emergency call out. But yeah, other than that, until further notice, I'm just training like a full-time athlete, which is amazing, really.
So when you do work, do you still train as a full-time athlete and juggle both? And how does that work?
Yeah, so it's sort of 5 a.m. starts, 6, 7, 8 o'clock, double sessions. It's long days and it's quite intense and it's very tiring. But I mean, I've done it for 2 years or over 2 years now. So, and I'm still progressing and still doing well. So it's obviously not hindering my performance too much. But when you know that you can do even better without having that full-time load, I've realised that more than anything now. My recovery is just really, really good at the minute, just by having that 9 hours sleep instead of 5 to 6 hours, and having that extra time to.
It's amazing how much sleep affects performance and recovery. Yeah.
I mean, there's quite a few questions. Some questions about diet as well.
Should we target some of these questions?
Yeah.
I'll just flick through here. Hold on. I'll go to the top. If you've got any questions, please do ask, guys.
Was that the big half marathon in London? Yes, that was the big half. Yeah, did you see me on there? What were the original winter and summer race goals before lockdown? So we was approaching track season. This year would have been my first full season on the track, but with more educated knowledge, more training specifically for the track, because before, again, I just went into it and it was just for a bit of fun, just to help the club out, whereas now it's me and my coach. He's actually a former track athlete, 800-meter runner, so he's got incredible knowledge and experience on the track, so he's really helped me out with that, and I do feel more confident going onto a track now, because I don't know if you've ever done any track races. It wasn't something that I really focused on last year. I just sort of did it. It was okay, but like mentally I struggled with it, but now this year I feel a lot stronger. I feel like I can do it more because I have a lot more track sessions, and more track sessions that are specifically for my type of events that I will be doing, not just anything. So I would have been doing a bit of the track. So I would have been doing Highgate. I was going to do Ipswich 5k. So that'd be my first 5k, which I was really looking forward to.
Oh, so you've not raced a 5k before?
Not raced, no.
Oh wow!
My first one.
So you've not done a park? Have you done a park run?
No, I mean.
Oh my word!
I know.
What have you been doing?
Training. We we do sort of 5K training workouts, and we know what I should achieve.
Yeah.
But I haven't actually raced the 5K, which is really annoying because
Yeah.
I'm so looking forward to doing that. So
Yeah.
hopefully at the end of the year, when we know what's sort of going on with
Yeah.
the crisis at the moment, I'll be able to get on the road and do one. But I've not really had that opportunity because there's not that many really good 5K races to do.
No.
I don't know if you've done the Twilight Ipswich 5K.
No, I haven't, no.
A really good one to do. So I've got some good elite athletes that do that one.
Okay.
So that one's postponed. So that was a summer one. What else was in the summer? I was going to do warm weather training. That was being postponed.
I don't think there's going to be any races this year, to be honest.
So yeah, I think with everybody though, everybody's in the same boat.
Yeah.
Every athlete, every runner. The summer I think is written off for any races. I mean, there was the Europeans for half marathon. That was a potential option. There was lots really, but it's all been hopefully it will all go ahead later on in the year or next year.
Yeah.
But there's still all the autumn and winter races. Hopefully, fingers crossed, will go ahead.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a sort of lower mass events.
Yeah.
Still looking forward to doing still a few races at the end of the year. I know that, the World Half Marathon Championship has been postponed until October, which is the GB race. Hopefully that will go ahead.
Yeah. So will that be that'll be a small field, will it?
I'm not quite sure. It's in Poland. So I don't know what the field is. I don't know how many people sort of run it. But they might just do that as a small field and just do elites only. I'm not quite sure. It's hope really.
Someone asked here, are you strict with your diet and your calorie intake?
Yeah, I suppose, yeah. I mean, everything in moderation. I'm not ridiculously strict and won't deprive myself from too much because I run that much. You sort of burn it off anyway. But yeah, I mean, relatively healthy. Monday to Friday, it's sort of healthy evening meals. So chicken, rice, vegetables, lots of fish. I do eat a lot of fish, to be honest, more than meat. Always got vegetables in there, salads, and then in the afternoon, again, salad, chicken, for breakfast, porridge, oats, fruit, peanut butter, sort of all those sort of things. I think it's important to be healthy because it will help your performance and make you feel better. Again, if you really fancy a chocolate bar at the weekend, you don't need to deprive yourself too much. Yeah,
I'm sure you're burning that off the amount of running you're doing.
Especially after a long 15-mile run on a Sunday, you definitely want that cake or that chocolate
bar. Someone else is, how do you stay motivated during to do hard training sessions during lockdown?
Quite a lot of people ask this question. I mean, I'm quite a motivated person anyway, so it takes a lot for me to really not be motivated. I think it's just having goals and ambition. Obviously having a coach there that you daily communicate with, that's so important because you're not letting yourself down, but you're letting him down. Like he sets sessions, he's not seeing you like achieve that, or if you're like, then I think you just got to work closely with your coach. You've got to look at your goals, ambition, and if you've got big goals and ambitions, then you can't really afford to not motivate yourself and do the same things.
And how many miles are you running a week?
It varies. So obviously I'm not working at the minute, so I've got a lot more time on my hands, so it's up to 90 miles a week. When I'm in race mode, that drops. So if it was sort of summer and the races are all commencing, or if it was sort of marathon season, it would maybe be between 80 and 85, slightly less if it is that race week. So up to 90 at the moment, but that will probably drop as work goes on and races start again.
And what's your favourite session to do that you like doing?
I don't know. There's quite a few. You know what I really, really like? And it kills me, but I love it. It's a track session and it's 1 mile reps with 800s. I love that session for some reason. Because I just like the mixture of having the speed, but then having sort of slowing down and then having the speed. Yeah, mile reps and 800s.
Oh wow, that's the first. Someone asked here, you Notts County fan or Forest supporter? Football, I take it.
Ooh, I'm not a football fan at all anymore, but I would say Chelsea. I'm not a home team supporter. But if I was going to choose, it would be Nottingham Forest probably, just because my family support them. So.
Someone asked, why don't you run cross country?
I might have to pass that one to my coach. You know what? I did say to him, maybe the next cross country season, I should give a couple of races a go. I just don't enjoy it. I did a couple of cross country, maybe 1 or 2 races, maybe a year or 2 ago, and I just picked up a niggle on both of the races. I mean, there was very minor niggles, but I just thought, I'm not gonna.
Yeah. If you don't enjoy it, no.
Yeah, it's not really for me. I mean, I might try a few. My coach might force me to do a session or 2, but just as like a training session or just a little bit something different. But yeah, then I'm not really a fan.
What were the original winter summer race goals before lockdown? Birdman Spurs asks.
The goals, as in
what were the original winter summer series summer race goals before lockdown? So what were your goals before lockdown?
So obviously do my first 5k, elite 5k. So that one, Vitality 10,000. So try and get a really good 10k again, because it would have been a few months since I've done a 10k. Well, it would have been December since I last did my last 10k. So I was working up towards that because that's meant to be a great event. I've never done it before, so the Vitality 10k was one of them. Highgate, which was the Olympic qualifier, which is obviously postponed now. Highgate was the 10,000 on the track. I don't know if you.
I don't know that one. No.
Night of the 10,000.
Oh yeah, I have heard that one. Yeah, I have. Yeah. That's a brilliant day.
Yeah, so that one.
So did you do that last year?
No, didn't do that last year. It would be my first. This year would have been my first year for a lot of races. Which would have been exciting, but it just gives me more time to train. So, if anything, I mean, it's a bit disappointing, of course, because you train up to these and you have set plans. But for me, it just gives me longer to improve.
To work harder. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, the Great North Run hopefully will go ahead. That's in September, so I'm really hoping that will go ahead. But
I personally, I honestly can't see anything going ahead. But that's just my personal opinion.
I know.
It really is worrying.
I know.
Someone asked here, do you have a sponsor?
No, don't have a sponsor at the moment. No, not yet.
You might be volunteering. Vanessa asked, what are your tips for pacing a 5k?
Pacing a 5k?
And pacing a 5k or 10k. Someone else asked here, pacing a 10k. So what are your tips for pacing a 10k? Either go out hard, hang on.
No, I wouldn't go out hard, definitely not. Even though 10k, you might think, okay, it's not too long. So some people just go out and then they found themselves burnt out from 4 miles and then they've still got another 2 miles to go. So no, I always, again, just go out, keep it controlled for the first few miles, and then just have that little bit of energy just to give you that boost towards the end. So just keep it controlled.
Yeah. So when would you start kicking in, start pushing a mile 4? When would you really start kicking in a 10k race?
I'll keep it controlled up until about 5k, and then 5k I push, and then after 5k, so sort of hitting 4 and 5 miles, that'll be it. Just go for it. Yeah.
Who's your running hero? Who do you inspire? Who's inspired you?
My coach knows this one because I messaged him. He knows that I want to meet her so badly, but it's got to be Paula Radcliffe. Even before I was running, she's just somebody I watched on the TV and I just was so inspired.
Brilliant. What shoes do you wear?
Nike, so I've got lots of different shoes for different types of runs.
Yeah.
So I wear the Nike Turbo 2 for sort of tempo runs, faster runs, the Nike Vaporfly 4% for longer runs. I just like the stability and the comfort of those. Yeah.
Well, you must have a few pairs of them. The way they don't last long, do they?
They don't, no, yeah, but I have got a couple of pairs. They're sort of wearing fast, but I've got lots of different pairs of the same shoe.
Okay, yeah.
I obviously have my race shoe, which is my mountain bike Vaporfly Next, which I don't train in, to be honest. I just train in my 4%, my Fly Knits and my Turbos.
Okay. A couple more. Have you had any problem injuries since running this distance each week? Jackie asked.
Since I've been running the 90 miles.
Yeah. Have you had any problem injuries since running this kind of distance?
No, nothing. I mean, because I'm recovering really well at the moment. Whether it's due to having time, having that sleep, doing all the little bits in between that I've got time to do, I feel great, to be honest. Doing the sort of mileage. I mean, I've suffered from a niggle in the past, and got over it. Did lots of cross training, laid off the running a little bit, and yeah, but to have a full-blown injury where I've not been able to run at all, I've not really suffered from. I've suffered from niggles, but not a full-blown injury.
Okay, a couple more questions. What is the biggest running setback, disappointment you've come back from, and what's the biggest lesson you've learned? Ask medium rare runner.
I've not. If I'm going to be completely honest, I've not really had a setback yet. Again, going back to not having that much experience running, I've not really developed those any setbacks. No. If you maybe ask me in a year to 6 months' time, I could probably expand on that a bit more. But I've not really. It has been a progression thing at the moment, which I understand might not always happen in stages. But at the moment, I can't really answer that question. I've not really had any setbacks.
That's fair enough.
Do you think you're as at a disadvantage of competitors as you are less experienced, less raced? I don't know. It's hard again to ask that question. Yes, but no. Because I've got my times are sort of on the same level as people that are more experienced than me. So I mean, maybe there's going to always be a slight advantage because they know a lot more, they're more educated, they've been in the sport for so long, so they're going to know a lot more. So I guess it's really hard to say. I mean, again, only time will tell with that.
And one last question. Have you met more new friends through running?
Yeah, I've got lots of running friends now. I've got lots of different groups of friends. I've got like my girly girl friends, my running friends, my other just lots of different friends groups.
Any pre-race rituals? Last one. Any pre-race rituals? Do you do anything specific prior to a race?
I suppose I have my set routines. So
anything odd or unusual that?
Not really. I have to be in bed for like 8 o'clock. So super
of a race
early,
day,
super early. Phone off, no distractions, literally. So no. I mean, I might tan up a little bit before the race. That might be the only odd thing. But other than that,
what do you have for breakfast? What do you eat before you race? And how long before?
Usually it's porridge and a banana, or porridge and blueberries, and it will usually be about 2.5 hours before.
Okay.
I don't like to eat too close to race. I like at least 2 to 3 hours prior the race.
Well, I think we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for your time. I know you've got to get yourself to bed because you've got another training session at 5 o'clock in the morning. But I really appreciate your time.
I know, I'm not looking forward to that.
Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you very much for
Thank you
having
so
me.
much. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye. Cheers, guys, for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.